This seems kind of loud, but that'll do. It's fine. Okay. Welcome everybody to Exorcism 101. If you're in this classroom, I hope you know why you're here. Whatever. Anyways, I am your president. Well, school president, obviously. But I will be filling in for Mr. Yukio as he is sick or out doing something. So I will be your substitute teacher. Don't mind me that I'm ill prepared to teach this class, but I am going to do my damnedest to prepare all of you to kill some exorcists. I mean, demons. Demons. I mean the demons, of course. I'm not training him to do anything. What are you talking about? Don't poke holes in why he's not in the classroom either, okay? It's fine. Alright, first off, easy. What's a demon? There's a lot of letters on here. They primarily live in Gehenna, a world of, nothingness. It's like, it faces our world, on like a coin, like a flippy coin, filled with death and decay and darkness. They can't cross over, so, cool, relax, safe, don't worry about it. I'm sure all of you already know this as you are in this classroom. However, there's a big however. They can possess things in our world to come over. And that is why you're all here. We need you. They can, possess like anything. Humans, plants, trains. I know it's weird, don't laugh. It happened. It was a nightmare. Transportation was horrible. Okay. And the manner of possession obviously varies. We've seen it through, preying on their emotions and their inability to do things and, all your deepest, darkest insecurities. Okay. Obviously the only way to remove them is to exorcise them. Hence exorcism. Play on words. Hello, welcome. Come on in. You're late to class. I'll forgive you. Take a seat, any seat. Right. Ways to defeat a demon. Real simple. You got threat. 3 ways. You slay it. Kind of self-explanatory. Reciting a fail verse, providing that one exists. So that's where your research comes in and you study a little bit. Unless you're written. Just like a fucking savant. Or you allow the demon to remove any lingering attachments. For an example, like say a ghost. That's probably the only case you're going to use that, but it happens. Shit goes down in one little park, Carnival Park, and little bastards. Anyways, yeah, that works. If you really want to go the altruistic route and be like, have the noble high ground. I don't know, I'd rather just slay the ghost, but hey, you want to be a good guy, you go right ahead. Right. Demon's weaknesses. Got 2, minus the other ones. It's a little confusing. This more goes along the lines of particular classmates of yours, perhaps. Their tail and their heart. I know it's shocking they have those. Okay, it's pretty easy. In most cases where demons do have said tail, they keep them pretty hidden, so you're probably not going to find it. But just for the record, it is a weakness that you may exploit. Fair enough. Classifications, you got way too many of them, but I'll go through them. Most demons are classified by their affiliation to a particular, we'll say, demonic ruler. Not me, of course. I'm just Johann Faust, your, school principal. Just a simple man. Don't mind that I have sharp pointy teeth. And the demon kings again, blah, 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 blah. They're referred to as the king, like kin, like your brother and your sister are kin, or fucking whatever. Okay. So there is the big baddie, which is kind of weird, but he's the king of light. Lucifer, he's the king of light. It's a little weird, but you can't really argue with him. Not that I have personally, I'm just saying. The King of Time, you may notice that my face is there. Not 100% sure why that is. It was just an aesthetic choice from somebody. There is the King of Spirits, known as Azazel. There is the King of Fire, Iblis. And there is the King of Water, Igin, whatever. King of Rot, Astaroth, you may have heard of him. Popular. Don't know why, it kind of sucks. King of Earth, a Maimon, you may have heard of him. Don't know why. No relations. Don't really know him. Ignore that we've been seen in the same place together. And the King of Insects, Beelzebub, which is kind of surprising that Beelzebub, you'd think of somebody else or a lot cooler sounding, but whatever. King of Insects. Now then, demonic elements. As you may already know that certain demons, if they do have a classification, are weak to certain elements. Long story short. So we got, hold on. Okay, so we got fire, rot, air, earth, water. And the way that the weaknesses and such work is like a clock, if you will, like a counter, as you can see here, in a clock formation. For example, pretty self-explanatory, water overcomes fire. Shocker, I know, but it does. And fire overcomes rot because, you know, you gotta like cleanse the wound or the, I don't know, corpse. Just saying, corpses need to be cleansed. Anyways, elements opposing sides of the circles are said to get along with each other. So like air gets along with water and fire. I didn't make the rules, guys, okay? I don't know. I don't know everything. Okay, so another classification that I'm sure you are all very well aware of, as some of your classmates have already managed to have one of these little fucking bastards. Familiars. Little, you know, simple. They're self-explanatory. I'm sure you all know what they are. But for the sake of my job and teaching this class properly, I'm going to tell you what they are anyways and beat it into your skull. Not physically, but verbally. Demons are, who are summoned by tamers are familiars. Done so through a magic circle, as I'm sure all of you know. The magic circle is erased, demon goes away. Easy, I'm sure you all have experienced that. Yeah, the familiar disappears. Does not die, so nobody freak out when it happens. They're fine. They're just going away for a little while. Okay. As I'm sure some of you may have perhaps heard in the cafeteria, there was at one point a tamer who did summon a pair of weird ethereal dog-like creatures, and she was not in the right state of mind, and the dogs turned on her. Okay, so just keep that in mind. When you summon your familiar, if you end up going that route, I don't know why you would, root strength, come on. Just keep that in mind. If you're not in the right state of mind, not gonna happen. If it does happen, you're gonna wish it didn't. And then you're gonna require some hot-headed, tailed child to save you. Yeah, you'll never live it down. Not just anyone can summon these familiars, case in point. You need to have like natural talent and a high level of spiritual fortitude, which in theory would mean that you're not gonna crack under pressure, but we've seen it happen. So it's rare. I'm not gonna lie to all of you, it's rare. It's rare that you're gonna make it as a tamer. So again, you know, when all else fails, just smack it over the head several times until it passes out. Common kinds of these here demon things, seraphims, phantom trainings, told you, not bullshit, happened, was a mess. Ghosts, I mean, they're demon. Hello there. You motherfucker. Does not walk out of your principal. Okay. Back to what I was saying. There's salamanders. I know you're thinking, hey, they're probably water type, like some sort of salamander pocket monster creature. You're wrong. It's not. It's like another pocket monster creature, the fire variety. Striking resemblance, even, you might say.
What is this, fairy tale?
Possibly. I don't even know myself sometimes. There are reapers, coal tars. I know coal tar sounds impressive. It does. You're like, coal tar. That's got to be like a gross, really powerful thing that I don't want to run into. They suck. They're easy. You've seen them everywhere. They're in the school. Don't freak out. But we'll get to that. Green men, that little creature, frankly, a little useless, but I mean, hey, if that's the route you want to go. And Choo-Choo, which, again, you will be familiar with. You probably don't know by name. I don't blame you. It's a giant monster. Okay, bam! Seraphims. Start here. This demon is associated, obviously, with the King of Light. Again, a little weird. Maybe not the title I would have went with if I were him, but I'm not, and I'm no way related to him. Seraphims appear to be composed of light, and they physically form these like bird-like ethereal creatures. And they have a lot of eyes. Really creepy. I don't like them. Can't tell what they're looking at. Oh, if you didn't already gather, they constantly emit this bright light. Because again, thieves and whatever, and well, I'm the king of light, so all my creatures have to emit light of some variety or some sort. Hello. Come on in. Take a seat. Right. Phantom trains. This is where I'm going to lay some crazy information on you. Not really. That's a lot of words I wrote. Holy crap. Okay. They appear like old-fashioned trains, so you think, hey, I'll just board this train. You take one to get here. It's fine. No big deal. With the exception that the destination flight rate's good. And they lure people inside of you off the life force. And then you die. And then you continue to live on within the train and you never go anywhere. It's like you know what, it's not original. I feel like this kind of thing happens a lot where you die somewhere and then you can't leave. That's that, but now you're on a train that constantly goes and picks up other people. So maybe not a terrible existence because you like find other ghost people to like hang out with. I don't know, whatever. Just say there's worse ways to go. Obviously, being trains, they're not hostile on the outset. They want to consume you through subterfuge, like they're kind of like luring you, like I said, they lure you in. They're not looking for a fight, your trains. However, if the train is disturbed, it will attack you, so keep that in mind, alright? Don't think because hey, it's a giant train, what's it gonna fucking do? It'll turn into that gross thing, and it will attack you, and you will regret your decision. Anyways. As I've said before, its form here is a giant misshapen purple blob. Kind of looks like something out of like a children's TV show, perhaps, or some show about children's cartoons or something weird like that. Has multiple eyes, many small limbs. It's like a creepy blob-like creature with way too many limbs to be justified. Oh, right. I guess I'm going to talk about their powers now because that's important. Duh. First off, dimensional travel, obvious. So it can travel between Gehenna and our world. Like I said, you people actually take a version of this to get to this here true cross. Fun fact. It has subconscious suggestion that helps with the whole luring thing. Keep that in mind, Just happens. Subtle means a suggestion. Demon's favorite thing. Not that I would know. Regeneration. Good to know. Parts of it can be grown back eventually. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to slay it through brute force. It can grow shit back. Not great. Another thing is, as the train itself is in fact a demon, its fixtures within are living and it can use it to, either ward off or capture people. Use your imagination, whatever you can think of. Fucking ceiling lamps coming down, grabbing you, it can do it. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, whatever. Oh, we're thinking. Alright, these little shits. Not my favorite thing. Right here, picture this little motherfucker who caused me a lot of grief. Running around theme parks. Consequences come when all of a sudden there's blue flames, and what started as a small problem literally and figuratively explodes literally into a bigger problem.
That's your head, Mephisto.
Shut up. Detention. Anyways, Ghosts, unlike other demons, if you want to even call them demons, I sure shit. They're ghosts, you know, self-explanatory. They exist after they die, which is why I'm not sure why we classify them as demons, but we do, because, you know, humans we don't like things that are different, so it's easy just to lump them all together. Not speaking from experience. Unlike demons, they don't have a fatal verse. Really, your only option to get rid of them is to fucking solve their baggage, alright? I'm not a therapist. I have other people to do that. I'm not going to do it. But, I mean, you might not have a choice, so just keep that in mind. As annoying as they can be. They can, however, if you are like me and don't want to even be bothered, you can have them absorbed into a lantern. It's a great solution. You don't have to get hung up on emotional baggage. You don't have to pretend like you care. You just pull out the lantern and no more. No more ghosts. Oh, and by extension, they're not dead. But, like, you can release them somewhere else. Like a forest somewhere, full of a bunch of other ghosts. Where they can frolic freely. And not mess up my fucking theme parks. Okay. Salamanders. As we discussed, fire-type pocket monsters. I mean, fucking lizards, alright? Same difference. Obviously, they're flame-based, as you can tell from this lovely visual representation. Obviously, being a fire demon, their allegiance is to Iblis, so, you know, not that you're probably ever going to meet him, but hey, when somebody asks, you're like, I know. They can be used as familiars, though, like little green men. Little green men. So, I mean, hey, if you can be a tamer, that's pretty badass. Gonna win you a lot of street cred, just throwing it out there. There's something for bonfires, with the enchantment of Magnus Ignis Finuma. Just keep that in mind. Mouthful, but hey, if you want something badass to like protect you with, can't do much better. I mean, that's pretty fucking sweet, not gonna lie. Even I would be a little jealous. Reapers. Aha! See? 3 off your game. You thought it was gonna be some shroudy, dark, creepy figure coming at you with a sickle or scythe, whatever. They're in fact frogs. Tiny little frogs. In fact, in your gym class, I'm sure you had to deal with them plenty of times. They're low-class demons. They're classified with Ignim, or whatever, Ign, the water king, obviously, because they're frogs, so water type. Reapers exist all over, as we all know. They come in various shapes and sizes and all that jazz. It's wonderful, great. Kind of annoying, but not as bad as Coltars. Some can grow wings, so just keep that in mind if you see a weird giant green thing flying through the air at you that normally does not fly. Do not worry, it somehow does happen. Don't ask me, evolution's weird. They can make ultrasonic waves, so, you know, just keep that in mind, like if you care about your hearing and your eardrums. And they like to skip across the water, because again, water. And something to do with lily pads, I'm sure. They are carnivorous. So just keep that in mind. They do eat meat, which is a little weird, I guess, kind of, because it's a frog, so you wouldn't really expect that. But it happens. But they're normally pretty docile. You know, like, if you don't need to mess with one, just leave it. It's fine. It's not worth your time. I mean, unless you're really into fucking up some frogs, so like, by all means, you do you, sister. Okay. So, they have this kind of uncanny, kind of cool ability to look into people's, like, souls with their eyes and gather their emotions, which is why you need to be careful, because if you're looking at one, you're like, I will fuck you up, he's going to catch on to that, and then he's going to become aggressive. And depending on his size, that could be annoying. Like, I mean, obviously, if he's like a foot tall, you can just punt him, and then it's like, okay, cool, problem solved. But if he's like 10 feet tall, a bit of a harder thing to deal with. Just keep that in mind. Just don't agitate the frogs, okay? Don't agitate Slippy, right? He's got enough problems in his life. Coltars! Ta-da! The thing that I've been building this whole thing up to, the whole plot twist, the whole M. Night Shyamalan shebang. Coltars. You thought they'd be something cool, don't bullshit me. You didn't know that they were these things that are floating around the school. You see them everywhere. They're annoying. They get stuck in vents. Then I gotta pay people to get rid of them, keep my school clean, and it's not a good time. Okay, that aside. Clearly, they're tiny airborne fungi. So I'm sure you know who they work for, Astaroth. I would like to have a strong talking with him, but obviously I don't know him personally, so I can't. Love to, I can't. They're kind of like, they're like flecks of dirt and dust, only a lot bigger, a lot more annoying, and a lot more costly to take care of. Make my school look like a trash bin. Not proud of it. It likes dark, dank places, because, gotta really just play up the whole motif. I also hang out with people with dark natures, so if you see like a cloud of coal tars around one of your fellow students, maybe let somebody know, you don't personally have to intervene with them per se, but if you would like to save me some time, I'm not gonna stop you from just like trying to be a good person. That's all I'm saying. If you get maimed in the process, that's on you. I'm looking at you. If I start seeing coal tars around you with your giant sword, I'm gonna start getting a little concerned.
It's just my arm, chill.
That makes it even scarier. It's just his arm. Yeah, of course it is. Right, like I said, classified as kin of Astaroth, that big stupid fruit. Anyways, they far outnumber any other species. And once they do become threatened, again, case in point, being a pain in my ass, they all like group together and form a pop punk band, in my head anyways, and they start coming at me devouring shit. Basically they group up and like they can devour bigger demons, so it's like making a mountain out of molehills. That's what they are. Tiny little molehills, and then they become a mountain and a major pain. Right. Don't breathe them in either, because as I said before, they're like dust. And you don't want that in your lungs. They will rot you from the inside out. It's not pretty. I have seen it. Not to students. Maybe. Whatever. You're safe. It's fine. Just, you see one in your dorm or an abnormal amount of them in your dorm room, perhaps tell somebody, and for the love of God, do not breathe them in. That's all I'm saying. Whatever. No big deal. They're just cold tar. Promise. Green men. These little guys. They're pretty, like, whatever. You're late to my class, by the way. I don't think I didn't see you.
Sorry,
I got you. I got your fucking number. I expect higher test scores from you. My favorite student, and you just do this to me. Anyways, as I was saying, green men, lovely creatures. I guess, depending on your definition. They're a low, middle-ranked demon, small, docile. Can do Maimon, don't know him, no relations, but just so you know, he's one of Maimon's little demon creatures, which is, if you've looked at him, those don't sync up very well. Like, it doesn't look like they would go together, but I don't know. He's got a soft spot for weird things. Not that I personally know this information, I have just heard through the rumor mill that he has a soft spot for green men. So, green men, what makes green men kind of cool? Alright? If you're a tamer, like there is one particular student who can do this. I feel like she just copped out though, but whatever. They can produce all sorts of like herbs and plants that can be really useful. Basically, you're gonna be a white mage, all right? If you're summoning these things, consider yourself now responsible for everybody in your party, and if they die or get injured, it is your fault and you should feel ashamed and shitty. Which is why, yes.
Can you get high off of coal tars?
See me after class, and no, maybe, wink wink, I don't know. Maybe I've done it sometimes, who knows. I'm a principal of this school, I'm respectable, it's not like I've ever huffed some coal.
Sure about that? So by eventual agreement, you are using me.
Yes, they can, and don't be using green men to grow you some marijuana, okay? High school, all right? Take it outside. Go to the human world and do that. That's it. Sit your ass down. that Mr. Okura has decided to grace us with his presence and regale us with tales of how he's destroyed my theme parks and other sort of things. Carry on about these green men. Like I said, if you are suddenly summoning green men, like that's your thing, you're gonna be a white mage. You're not gonna be like a warrior like this guy running willingly. And like I said, if you are growing green men, you're probably more capable of taking care of the rest of your party than possibly endangering them with your power that you can't control. Anyways, not that I'm pointing out anybody in particular. I'm not spiteful. Okay. Anyways. Like I said, they've been known to be used as familiars for like a lot of exorcists because, again, really helpful, but again, a lot of responsibility. I mean, if you want to go be a fucking white mage, you do you. Personally, red mage, a lot easier. All right, Chuchi, Rin, you know something about Chuchi, don't you? Yeah, you do. Okay, good. Keep nodding. Anyways, as I told you before, spoiler alert, Chuchi are giant moths. I like to call them Mothra sometimes, you know, it makes me feel really special. Anyways, they're ugly, they're gross. They're not like such a big deal per se, unless you're like my brother. I'm not pointing out any names, who fucking tends to run into abnormally large Chuchi. Weird. They possess insects, you know? They're akin to Beelzebub. Again, I'm not sure the name quite fits with the kind of demons he's got working for him, but hey, who am I to judge? I don't know. I swear. They are known to swarm around like animals, like in large bodies. They like to fly together, which makes it really creepy. And if you got a problem with bugs, I suggest you don't take a job where you have to fight them. My God, they're such a pain in the ass, dude. Holy shit. Okay, so that's what they like to do. They like to gather up like a bunch of hoodlums and go suck things dry. That came out a little weird. I'm gonna have to rethink my wording on that. But you got my point, okay? Jesus. Get your minds out the gutter. Alright. As I said before, though rare in some occasions, they somehow tend to grow really large and become a really big issue. And then I gotta watch it become my issue. Because exorcists somehow are unprepared for when they grow really large to that size. It's a pain in my ass. Okay. If they do grow large, don't lose your fucking wit about it, okay? Cool. Got it. Not spiteful. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm calm and collected. I always teach this class. Where the fuck is your brother? Right. Anyways, back on track. I am a professional. I teach this class all the time. Monday through Friday. Sometimes. Never. Whatever. They somehow, you know, despite their appearance, are really fucking smart. Throwing it out there. Dare I say smarter than some people in this room. Okay, cool. Glad I got that out of my system. They're capable of recognizing threats, as is any living creature, so I mean, that's kind of like a moot point, but hey, just because they're a giant bug, I guess, don't assume they think like one. I don't know. Right. Okay, anyways. How much time do I got sitting here? Perfect. Killed it. Anyways, right. So, moths being moths, fire, great way to take care of them. Don't worry about it. Super fucking easy. Okay. So the last kind of demon that I'm going to talk about today, because I ran out of slides, is the Galatea. It is a type of demon created by a tamer by forcing a demon to possess a certain object. I don't know why you do that to somebody, but you can. Right. And they may, like, animate said object and give supernatural abilities and all those bells and whistles and great things. So that's that. Cool. Great. So here's the dealio, my fair children. I'm going to sit up here and look professional like I know what I'm doing. Perfect. Right. So here's the dealio. I think I had more slides at one point, but you know, I was ill prepared to teach a class, and I may or may not have deleted that original coursework, per se. I don't know, it happens. Technology's a fickle thing, okay? So therefore, I have made it through this lecture. Lucky you, Rin, you get to have him fucking take a makeup class. You can join him in detention. We can go over the course together. Anywho, not bitter. Any questions? Anybody got any questions, tidbits, information? Rin, I'm sure, is budding because he has no idea what we went over in class today. Hold on, you know what? I got a better idea. Give me one moment.
Can you do a rerun, like, real
Yes.
fast?
Yeah, you know what? Okay.
Speed course.
Speed course, just for Rin. Everybody, you can find him after class. I'll give you his dorm number even.
Thanks, Red.
How does I do this before? There we are. All right, now, cool. Feel free to ask questions because I'm really just going over this for Mr. Okumura here, who has no relation to me whatsoever. Cool, what is a demon? Rin, go. Shh. Okay, Rin knows what a demon is. Like I said, they're these really gross, ugly creature things, sometimes maybe, I don't know, that live in the other world, mirror world. Does anybody know what that mirror world is called? Yeah. Okay, cool, great, you've been paying attention, even Rin still knows. Cool, perfect. We know that demons can possess things. Anybody, what may they possess? Anybody? Got one? It's really simple. Okay, plants, people, animals, did it for you. Keep that in mind. Yeah, and in the case of humans, Rin, I'm sure you've seen this before, they like to use insecurities and such to maybe possess somebody and do some horrible shit that you have to live with for the rest of your life.
It's too soon.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just spitballing off theoretically.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, what the fucking... I don't need another incident out of you that requires several explainings from my being and yours. God damn it, Rin, I'm just trying to protect you. I think you can do these things, Rin, but you can't.
Do it better.
Perhaps. Fair point. This is why I missed you, Rin. I miss this back and forth. Anywho, so, the ways to defeat a demon. Rin, I'm sure you know this.
Slice it.
Okay, yeah. Slice it. Well, I mean, he's not wrong. He is right. As we've said before, you can slay it, reciting its fatal verse, which can be found in a little book called the Holy Bible. Maybe you've read it. I sure haven't. I sure haven't been told about it all my life. Propaganda garbage. Anyways. Or, in the case of a ghost, Ren, I'm sure you're familiar with ghosts. You remove its lingering attachments if you want to be like a fucking hero or some garbage. Get to that crap again later. Demon weaknesses. And I've been over. Tails, hearts, got them. Usually, you know, a demon will keep its tail hidden so that you can't find it. So, like, trying to attack the tail, not gonna happen. Don't pay any attention to Rin either. If you think you see that he has a tail, he doesn't have a tail. He's a normal teenage boy attending this class who has some sort of familial connection with me, maybe, I don't know. Cool. Well, don't we all? Classifications. Way too many. We've been over them. If the demon's classified with something, we know that it is, of course, assigned a certain element. And King of Light, Lucifer, again, not with it. I don't get it either, Rin. Not like I've talked to him about it several times, you know what I'm saying? But, like, whatever. King of Time, again, not sure why they put my face there. Coincidence. I'm gonna jock it up to coincidence, you know? Yeah, exactly. Shut up. The King of Spirits, Azazel, you're not gonna run into him very often, but like I said, there you go, if anybody asks. King of Fire, Iblis, you will run into those, as I'm sure Rin could tell you. He's had plenty of run-ins with fire demons. Fighting fire with fire, by the way, does not work, everybody. Please keep that. Shut up, young child. You're in my class. Okay. Your brother isn't here to save you. Alright. King of Water, Ignum. King of Rot. Do you know what the King of Rot is?
Astros.
Yeah, thank you. It's on the board, but I knew you had a personal connection. That's how he got in here, sort of, kind of. Yeah. Anyways, I don't have to hear about it all the time from the family. What family? I don't know the family. Shut up. Okay. The King of Earth. Oh, my mom. Not that I ever have to deal with him or the falling out of any other of my possibly related to siblings. Not really, because clearly I'm a human and my mom's a demon, so therefore we have no relation. Anyways. And then as we said, the King of Insects, Beelzebub, doesn't make any sense. I'm going to be there. Elements, as we've established, there are several, and it works kind of like Pokemon. Even you, I'm sure. Cool, okay. Great, you got this. Thank God. All right, we don't need to go over that shit.
Studying method.
Oh, good. Cool.
That I won't use.
Great. Common demons. Seraphim, we've been over those. Phantom trains are a thing. Horrible. Don't want to deal with them. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Ghosts. Again, we all know in this classroom how I feel about them. They are not demons. I don't care what anybody says. Salamanders. The pocket-like monster creatures. Of course, Reapers, the deceiving ones. Coltars. Again, you cannot get high off Coltars if you are a human. I don't know about that last bit, but perhaps if you're a demon, not that I am, you may be able to huff some Coltars. You better not be. Not that Rin is not human or anything, I'm just stating for the record. Don't even
this earlier.
Don't even try, okay? If I start seeing an abundance of Coltars in your rooms in a little bag, I know who to come looking for. Alright? Alright? Let me get a yes sir, okay?
Yes.
Okay, well, I tried. Clearly, I need to be at least half my age to get you to respect me and wear spectacles, okay? But whatever. Not jealous. Then we got green men, as we've been over, and again, giant moth creatures. Cool. Seraphims, you can get them. You don't run into them that often. Birds of light, a lot of eyes, real fucking creepy. Great, cool. Phantom trains. Cool, I'm gonna go over this with Rin, even though Rin kind of knows this one. Phantom trains, as we've all established, they look like regular trains. They do not. If their destination says Gehenna, please stay the fuck out of them. Second, do not agitate them, or they will turn into this fucking weird creature with several spindly arms and a mask, and then I'll have to hear about it all day. You're like, hey, you see the demon train, and then that blue fire, and then a bunch of other shit? And I was like, whoa, what happened? What? I had no idea. Cool. We all know they have the ability of suggestion, which even the dumbest people can overcome. Okay, don't worry about it. You know what? If your willpower is good enough, just don't go near it. All right, let's see it. Whatever. Leave it alone. We've been over that. Like I said, not like normally hostile, so you're fine. Why am I going backwards? I don't want that. Forwards, you mother trucker. Okay, they got regeneration, living fixtures. Everything that you would assume they have. Dimensional travel. Don't be thinking you can use the dimensional travel either, okay? It doesn't work if you're human. God. Posers. Ghosts. Been over ghosts. Hey, Rin, how do you take care of a ghost? It's literally on the board. God damn it, Rin. Anybody else know how to get rid of a ghost? I know you do. Yes, you.
Therapy.
Yeah, exactly. Remove its lingering attachments. You want to be a therapist for underpaid? Go right ahead. Or you can do what I suggested earlier and put them in a Japanese lantern plant. It's great. It's also known as a winter cherry. Fun fact. Keep that in mind. Maybe on a quiz. I don't know. Anyways, then you can have a little ghost in your pocket if you want. Carry it around. Release it somewhere else. Like I said, maybe a farm where a bunch of ghosts can be kept. And never bother anybody ever again. Oh, that'd be sweet. Cool. Salamanders, fire lizards. You can use them as familiars. Would recommend, if you have that ability, they work with Iblis. Keep in mind how you summon them. From a bonfire with Magnus Ignis Amnesia. Pneumonia. I don't know how to say that word. Leave me alone. Reapers, giant frog. Yes.
Can you use these hangovers.
Wait, use a salamander to cure a hangover? For what? Where in my mission statement about salamanders did you find, cure for a hangover? That's like some shit I expect him to say, alright? And he's strangely responsible sometimes. Cooks food for people, kind of startles me. I would not expect that from you, madam. Anyways, why would you think that?
Well, because it's from water.
This salamander's not from water, it's fire! You're talking about reapers?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's completely different. In your case, probably not. In a demon's case, you maybe had a couple, too much some nights here, hanging out, not pointing out anybody, maybe, They're pretty useful if you're of the demon variety, not that I know anything about that. Don't get any ideas. Not that you know anything about that. I don't know why I keep coming to you. Probably because you're an easy target because you were late. Anyways, as you said, they're low class. They can develop the ability to fly somehow. On that note, as we've talked about with Reapers, we all know that Reapers, generally speaking, are fine, right? Like, they're whatever. We've been over this. They do grow to several different sizes, and they are carnivorous. When you do take gym class, for example, and you are exposed to the Reaper, please
Go in head first.
please do not get in a contest with your fellow classmates when you guys really don't know how to deal with them, and then think that you can go and touch it without thinking, I'm gonna fuck you up, and then it starts attacking.
I had to outgrow him, I'm sorry.
Well, at least this cat's out of the bag. It was Rin. I was talking about Rin earlier and I'm talking about him now, okay? Please do not pick fights with your other classmates because then I gotta hear about it from parent-teacher conferences, assuming that the parties involved have parents, and it's a mess. It's a nightmare. That last one wasn't directed at you intentionally. I meant the other fuckhead. Cool. I love you. Anyways. Like we've established, you look into their eyes, they can read you, their emotions. That's how the last incident started. Coltars, you cannot, I repeat, not get high off Coltars. For the love of Jesus, do not be huffing them. I already told you, they are everywhere. My extermination bill is out the fucking roof. And they can eat bigger demons if you start putting them in one place. So you may, yes.
Wouldn't you want people to start getting high of Coltars because then you can get rid of them that way?
Okay, I mean, listen, we've been over this. They will rot your lungs, okay, and you will die. It's like getting pregnant. You will die. That's it.
Well, so does regular smoking. Everything causes cancer.
Holy shit. Yeah, but it's different, okay? Like smoking a couple cigarettes every now and then isn't the same as rotting from the inside out, alright?
Why don't you try putting a hobgoblin high first for culture and see how it works, and then you try it.
Okay, fine. Listen, like I said, a demon may or may not have the ability to get high on Coltars. A human, I assure you a human will just die. Alright? That's all I'm saying. Just don't put them together. We've been, if you start putting them in a bag and be like, hey, I'm gonna go against Mr. Faust's word and I'm gonna try huffing these bad boys, right? Cool, I'll play along. Fine, I'm gonna tell you what happens in grave detail. You see a couple floating around the school. I can't get rid of them all. It sucks. You know what? Negativity attracts them too. It's great. I know what you're thinking. Hey, maybe I'll bully this one kid, collect just a shit ton of Coltars. Then I'll come in with this big ass net, grab him up, put him in a garbage bag. That's gonna be a great bag to huff him out of. You know, especially if the lavender scented ones get a little extra in there. I get where you're going with it. Not gonna work. I'm gonna explain what happens now, okay? You're gonna bring that bag back to your dorm room. Somehow, all of the students are going to ignore the fact that there is a bag floating in the air as you drag it back to your dorm because you motherfuckers like to lie for each other and not tell me what the fuck is going on, and then I gotta deal with it later. So anyways, you're gonna get back to your dorm room, you're gonna start huffing Coltars, assuming you make it that far and they don't congeal into one giant mass of death and eat you, okay? You can have that. Anyways, or they eat some other fucking stupid demon like the goddamn frogs we keep in the fucking gymnasium, okay? God forbid they get loose. You're gonna take them back, you're gonna start huffing and be like, oh yeah, that's the good stuff. And then your roommate's possibly maybe, you're gonna be like, hey, pass me that shit. And you're gonna be like, cool. And you're gonna be huffing it. You're gonna die, and then your friend's gonna already be in too deep huffing it. And you're like, yo, what the fuck? Because you rot from the inside out, gravely spewing blood from all orifices. And it's not gonna be great. And then, what's gonna happen, right, is your parents, or worse, one of us is gonna find you. Because listen, if I find you, then I gotta tell your parents. Or I'll do the latter and lie. What the fuck do you think this is? God damn it, I'm in the middle of a lecture on how to not do that.
How to not get high.
Don't get high or cold bars. That's it.
Do it once.
Maybe once. If you're a demon.
I mean, technically you can do it once. While we're on the subject, where does she hide her weed stash?
I don't even know that she has one, but thank you for now telling me that, and I will go looking. Well, as stitches get stitches, I don't know if you heard that, but you better be careful now around her. Yeah, also don't use the fucking green one to grow marijuana. You grow marijuana.
I'm just so used to it.
You're, as you should be. That's what I wanted to instill in you. Don't be using your green men to grow weed, or like any other possible plant-based drug, or ingredients to drugs like ecstasy. I don't know how drugs work, okay, I'm just saying it now, but don't be doing it. Like poppy plants and shit, stop, don't be doing it. I know you're all gonna think, but, well, you said not marijuana, but woman?
No, I need a freaking
I'm going to get this child here to ignite this room, because he may or may not possess the ability.
Okay, do you want me to be your dealer? Do you want me to deal you the cold tires?
We've been over this. No cold tires. God damn it. Anyways. Yeah, that's all we got for that, okay? We all managed. We all got to the end of that for a second time. I answered your billion questions about things that you should or should not ingest. What?
What if we eat the green men?
I mean, more power to you? I'm not sure. Like, kind of be like eating raw broccoli. Yeah.
I was just gonna ask if it tasted like a salad.
I mean, I think it tastes more like raw broccoli. Not that I've tried it or anything, but I'm just saying.
Eat your vegetables, kids.
If that's what it takes to get you to eat your vegetables, you do it. But preferably, don't do that. God damn it, Rin! Rin, I'm sorry. I love you. It's just you make me really angry sometimes. You're a good kid.
Now we're having
You're a good kid. Daddy loves you. Wait, I mean, go clean this mess. Right. Okay. Any other questions? Preferably not related to the coal tar variety. I feel like that's a dead horse. Give it to me.
Do you need some Jesus?
Listen, I encourage you to read a book called the Holy Bible. There ain't no maiming or killing. Oh, no, it isn't that book. Okay. No, I mean, you know, of course, I have a great closeness. What is on my pants? Goddamn cold tar. Anyways. I have a great closeness with Jesus, obviously, as we all do, as we are all exorcists, except for maybe those of the blue-haired variety who are not possibly close. But, you know, I don't carry a cross around because I'm so confident in my abilities that I don't need to use one, but thank you. I'm glad you care so much about me, your school principal, to offer me the protection of Jesus in a little tiny form that may or may not be ineffective.
Is holy water made out of reapers?
Well, there are some varieties of holy water, yes, but typically it doesn't really, it's more like a form of unholy water that you then have to go through the process, which I mean has its own quirks, right? Because you could just use it for a fire salamander, you don't give a shit. Yeah.
Well, doesn't holy water contain oil, like this little oil or something? So can't you just like wipe the oil off of the reprint and install it with water?
Listen, if you want demon oil in your holy water, you go for it. You tell me how it works out. I just know in the past it's a very time-consuming and complicated process. You might as well just learn how to purify it yourself. Or go to your local church, like down the street, and just steal some, take some, ask for forgiveness later. I don't know. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm just here to preach the good word of exorcism.
How do demons get baptized?
Listen, I'm not sure you've heard, but let me cross my legs for this question. Son of a bitch. Goddamn nargles. Anyways, I'm not sure if you heard, but demons traditionally do not get baptized.
But what if they wanted to?
Okay, well, what if they wanted to? You know, that's a fair question.